This is amazing, and BLO, you guys are just knocking it out of the park. This is really great to see all the support that we have here today for our immigrant families, and to hear the Tolentos speak was really personal for me as well, because these issues don't only affect those individuals that are actually being detained here in the West County Detention Facility, but the consequences of mass incarceration and mass deportation affect all of us in the community. They ripple outward, right? And so what people don't often realize when we focus only on those that are detained and not look at the impact on the children, the families, the issues that come with the financial stress that having a breadwinner be detained puts on the entire rest of the family, and then in turn on the rest of the community. And so these are real issues that when I look out here and I see, I'm an immigrant and I have been working in the immigrant rights field for a long time. But when I look around and I see folks that come from all different backgrounds and are looking at immigration now as a local issue, as a community issue, that we need to fight the divisiveness of what is going on in our country with community, and that's the one way we can do it. And so when we look at what we can do as a community, it's not only come together and show solidarity like we're doing right here for our immigrant families and those detained here in West County Detention Facility, but it's also working together with our elected officials and the rest of the members of our community to see what we can do together. And that's why I'm really excited for the Stand Together COCO or Stand Together Contra Costa Rapid Response Hotline program that is launching in this coming year. It's very exciting. I'm just going to briefly tell you a little bit about what it is, but we can get more information for you, and it's going to be on the county websites. So what it is we're trying to be really bold with this. We're trying to have the most cutting edge and innovative program in the country for rapid response here in Contra Costa County. So the backbone of these programs is a 24-hour, 7-day-a-week hotline where anybody who suspects ICE enforcement activity can call this hotline to get a live dispatcher on the phone that can let you know what's going on, what your rights are, and what to do. I've done hundreds, it seems like hundreds, of Know Your Rights trainings. And although they're very good and they're very important, and we'll continue to do these, nothing replaces having a phone number in your phone where you know you can call and get qualified help right away. Now, if there is suspected ICE activity going on, we don't want, what happened a few months ago with kind of rumors of ICE at Costco. I don't know if you guys remember that whole thing, right? We need verifiers. We need to know what ICE and what the federal government is doing to our community on the ground. And so part of what will happen here is we'll have trained legal observer rapid responders that will be able to go out to the scene and first and foremost verify whether or not there is some kind of ICE enforcement activity. They'll be trained in, of course, non-interference, non-escalation, but they will be trained legal observers so that we can hold ICE accountable and hold local law enforcement accountable for what's happening in our community. Then, if there is something happening, this is where it gets extra exciting, because not only are the rapid responders going to be there to provide really important trauma-informed support to the families that are dealing with this very stressful situation, but if there is an individual or individuals that are arrested by ICE, we can trigger the whole system and the hotline to have our lawyers actually go to San Francisco and actually provide direct due process representation for individuals in these really, really important early hours of an arrest, where they can evaluate the case, let the person know what the next steps are, let the person know what their rights are, and if they're eligible for bond, to try to get them out as quickly as possible. And to continue to represent them if we're not able to get them out. So this is really an exciting program, because many people don't realize that unlike in the criminal context where everybody has a right to an attorney, if you can't afford one will be appointed to you. You've all seen the shows. In immigration court, it doesn't work that way. So even though you can be detained for years on end, even though you can be deported, separated from your family for the rest of your life, sent back to a country where you might be tortured or killed, we don't actually yet have in this country a recognition that the right to an attorney in these deportation proceedings is a due process right and should be afforded to everybody, regardless of their ability to pay. That this is a fundamental human right of due process, and that people that cannot afford an attorney should be appointed one in these proceedings. So we're really excited to start to address this problem with the Stand Together COCO program. But that's not all, right? I'm a lawyer, and lawyers often make the mistake of thinking that we're the ones that are gonna fix everything. Well, as you guys probably all know, lawyers really kind of tend to mess things up more than fix them. What we really need is the community. And what's really exciting about Stand Together COCO is that we're basically having 3 regional hubs, one in West County, one in Central County, and one in East County, where we are going to basically have the voice of immigrant families heard as part of this process. We are going to have the rapid responders and the volunteers be from the communities that are most impacted, and that we are going to have an open conduit of information and communication from not only the program itself, but from all of the civil service institutions that we have in the county to make sure that our immigrant families that have been excluded and have been alienated from our civic participation are brought in and are able to be brought into our community in a more meaningful way. And most importantly, that we listen to them, that we listen to our immigrant families of what their needs are on the ground. So we're really excited about this program. There's going to be opportunities for volunteers to help out, of course, but we're really grateful to the county, to the funders that are allowing us to make this innovative program a possibility. And I know we have Supervisor Joya here, who's gonna hopefully say a few words in a moment. But this is really huge for our county, and as terrible as things have been for the last, not only year, but longer than that in the immigration rights field, I will tell you that there's never been a time in my entire career as an immigration attorney where there is more energy and solidarity and community around these really important issues than there is today. And you can see that breeze, you can see that flag waving over there. Winds are changing in Contra, Costa County, right? We're really making some progress, and we got to keep this thing rolling, and it really starts with all of you. So I'm really proud to be here today. I think this is an incredible event. And I think it's really important for us to show solidarity to everyone in the community, because in this climate, the only way to move forward is not through cynicism, it's not through depression and doom and gloom, but it's through community, it's through solidarity, it's through love, it's through music. And so I'm just really proud to be here and be part of the movement, and the part of the movement that is really making change in Contra Costa County. So, si se puede.
Si se puede.